Have you ever answered a question before someone even finished asking it? Most people think that is confidence, but psychology suggests something very different. The brain sometimes treats silence like a problem. Instead of listening completely, it races ahead, trying to fill every quiet moment with words. After the conversation ends, reality quietly catches up. Many people suddenly realize they spoke far more than they actually intended. This habit usually is not caused by arrogance. It often begins with excitement, anxiety, or the deep desire to be understood by others. When someone finally listens with patience, the mind feels safe. Yet feeling comfortable can sometimes make thoughts flow faster than expected. Even during a simple phone call, the brain keeps generating new ideas before the previous sentence has completely finished leaving the mouth. Friends usually notice this pattern first. They smile politely while trying to follow every idea even as the conversation keeps moving forward. Psychologists explain that active minds constantly connect one thought to another, making it surprisingly difficult to slow the conversation naturally. The turning point begins when people stop blaming others and quietly observe their own behavior with honesty, curiosity, and genuine self-awareness. Understanding your own communication is one of the strongest forms of emotional intelligence because every meaningful relationship begins with listening before speaking. The human brain can process information much faster than people can speak. That difference often creates the urge to interrupt or finish thoughts early. The more you understand how your mind works, the easier it becomes to recognize hidden habits before they quietly control your conversations. Strong communicators are not people who always have something to say. They know exactly when their words create value and when silence does. Nature teaches a powerful lesson. Every living thing moves with patience. Nothing rushes, yet everything continues growing exactly as it should. The people closest to us rarely need endless explanations. They usually remember how calm, supported, and understood they felt during the conversation. Confidence is never measured by speaking the longest. Real confidence appears when you feel comfortable, allowing someone else to completely finish first. Great ideas become even stronger when they are shared at the right moment instead of being rushed into every available silence. Every book, every experience, and every conversation adds another piece to understanding yourself because self-awareness grows through continuous learning. Walking quietly sometimes reveals answers that constant talking never could. Reflection gives the brain enough space to organize scattered thoughts into clarity. The moment you stop trying to impress everyone around you, your conversations become more genuine, more balanced, and surprisingly, more memorable. Real change begins during quiet moments when nobody is watching. Those peaceful moments reveal the habits that deserve attention and the strengths worth keeping. Looking at yourself honestly is never about finding flaws. It is about recognizing patterns that can slowly become healthier with daily awareness. Every step forward becomes easier when your inner voice grows calmer because confidence is built through consistency instead of constant external validation. Sometimes the greatest breakthrough happens when another person simply listens without judging, giving your mind enough space to understand itself more clearly. Learning never truly ends. Every experience becomes another classroom where patience, empathy, and emotional intelligence quietly shape the person you're becoming. Waiting calmly is a hidden skill. Every moment of patience trains the brain to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting automatically under pressure. Writing your thoughts slows the mind and organizes emotions. Ideas that once felt overwhelming suddenly become simple, clear, and surprisingly manageable. Revisiting old memories reminds us how much we have grown. The person you were yesterday does not have to define tomorrow. Curiosity keeps the mind flexible. People who continue learning rarely stop growing because every new perspective expands the way they understand themselves. Peace is not found by speaking more. It appears when your thoughts, your actions, and your emotions finally begin working together in harmony. Creativity grows when we slow down enough to observe the world carefully. Every new perspective teaches the brain to think beyond old habits. Moving forward is rarely about moving faster. It is about choosing each step with intention, confidence, and a clear understanding of yourself. Meaningful conversations begin with listening. People naturally trust those who make them feel heard, respected, and genuinely understood. Before offering their own opinions, inner peace does not appear overnight. It grows quietly through small daily choices repeated with patience, honesty, and consistent self-awareness. The way you greet people, the way you listen, and the way you respond slowly becomes the reputation others remember about you. When your mind becomes peaceful, even ordinary moments begin to feel meaningful because happiness often hides inside the simplest everyday experiences. New friendships become easier when you stop trying to prove yourself. Authentic people naturally connect with those who are comfortable being themselves. The strongest voice in your life is not the one others hear. It is the quiet conversation you have with yourself every single day. Learn to master that voice and everything else begins to change.